This is Silent Night from FunTime Piano Christmas, level 3A-3B. I'm going to play it first at performance tempo and then give you some practice tips. Nice, short, and sweet, and a really beautiful version of Silent Night. I love the intro, just taking it up octave by octave, and then this really high G. It's great, it's so delicate, and it sets up the piece sounding like a lullaby. So let's talk about a few things. First off, the key signature. If you look at the beginning of the piece and the beginning of each row, you can check for sharps and flats in the key signature, and there are none notated. Any sharps or flats you see in the piece are what we call accidentals. They're not part of the key signature, they just happen because of harmonies or the melody. So if there are no sharps and flats, you're either in C major or A minor, and we can do a quick check at the end of the piece and see what chord or note we end on. And we have a C, an E, and a C. So the tonic note is in the bass clef here. In the left hand, that's a C. And then the right hand is playing a partial C major chord. They just left out the G. But you can easily put a G in there. I think that the lack of G and this open kind of a sixth interval here just makes it a little more delicate. You can still hear the tonality that it's a C major even without the G. It makes it a little more quiet. It's marked double P at the end. So that's telling us that we're ending on our tonic chord of C. So we're in C major. If it ended on an A minor, or A minor chord, or an A in the left hand, we would think, okay, this is probably an A minor. So we're in the key of C major. We have a time signature of 3/4, so that means 3 beats in a measure, and a 4 tells us that a quarter note gets 1 beat. Anytime 4 is on the bottom, that's what that means. A quarter note gets 1. And we have some dotted quarter notes in this, so let's talk rhythm a little bit. Dotted quarter is 1.5 beats. The dot to the side of a note means you add half of the value of the main note back again. So if a quarter note gets 1 and you see that dot, you have to add half of 1. So it's 1.5 beats. And when you're counting, that comes out 1 and 2 and 3 and. So you say the number 2 even though you're not giving it 2 full beats because you didn't say the and after the 2. If you held it for 1 and 2 and, you would give it 2 full beats. But you didn't hold it for the and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. That's how this rhythm goes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. This is the same rhythm at the very beginning when you do that little introductory section. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. It's always that way whenever you see that dotted quarter followed by a single eighth. So the Silent Night is great to practice your dotted quarter rhythms because it's like the most famous little recognizable part of Silent Night is the dotted quarter followed by the eighth. Everybody knows the sound of that. So when you see it printed on the page, it's kind of helpful. Oh, that's what that looks like. That's a really common This is like one of the most popular songs with that rhythm in it. So you're going to have that. You have some pedal markings here. Nothing too difficult. Just remember that whenever you have the notch or the triangle coming up in the pedal mark, that means you quickly raise your foot up and put it back down very quickly, and do it right after you hold that beat down. So in measure 5, you've got the pedal down from the introduction. It's holding all of this sound. It's all still holding. And then when you play this first chord, pedal up, down. And then here, pedal up, pedal down, pedal up. So you only have a few instances of the overlapping pedal where you have that triangle and you have to come up while you're holding down notes. But the most important thing to remember is that when you're doing that quick up and down of your foot, you're leaving your fingers pressed down. If you think, oh, the pedal's down, I don't have to leave my fingers down, it will sound like this. I'm about to do it right here. Whoop, I didn't leave my fingers down. I got lazy. I was thinking the pedal was going to do the work for me, but I forgot I had to clear it. And so how could the sound keep going? There were no fingers pressing anything. But if you do leave your fingers down, it will keep the sound going. Right here, my foot's up, now it's down again. Foot down. So you really have to concentrate on the pedal, I think, especially when it's new, when you haven't been doing it for very long. So dynamics here is mostly quiet, because Silent Night is kind of like a lullaby. We don't want to wake anyone here. We want everyone to feel very peaceful, very reverent. And so we start off with a piano. We go to mezzo piano. It does swell to a mezzo forte in measure 13, but that's not loud. That's just moderately loud. It's just one step up from mezzo piano. So we're not quite loud. We're just letting it get a little more intense, and then we bring it back down, piano, mezzo piano, and then double P or pianissimo at the end. Very quiet. We just want everyone to be really still, really quiet. So keep it reverent, keep it peaceful, like a lullaby. Not a time to play anything loud or jarring or showing off or anything like that. It just needs to be nice and simple. And I think that's what they've done here with this arrangement. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And thanks again for watching. I hope you try it.